Fujifilm will be releasing 3 new pieces of equipment next month. They are bringing back the XM series with the XM5, the 16-55 Mark II, I have the Mark I right here, and the 500mm f5 lens. But anyway, let's get into the XM5. Fujifilm brought back to life this series after 11 years, and I have no idea why, but it's there, and it's a camera oriented towards content creators. It does not have an EVF. The mic jack is on the back of the camera, which is something new I've never seen in any other camera before, but apparently it's very easy to plug in the jack, and it will not stand in front of the display when you move it on the side, so you can look at yourself if you're in frame or not, which is very good. The display apparently is very low quality. I don't have the camera. It's everything that I've seen in the first reviews coming up. Overall, the camera seems like a very good entry level for photographers who want to get close to Fujifilm, or for content creators. That's what Fujifilm has been pushing to. It has a vlog mode, it has a dedicated mode for product. It comes with the X-Trans Sensor 4 from the XT4, XS10, XS20. Not the newest sensor, but it has the newest processor, which gives it a lot of power. It can shoot up to 6.2K in 30 frames per second open gate, which is amazing because the flagship camera has this. The more expensive cameras have this, but they managed to put it in this little small camera that goes at around 350 grams, which is incredible. And it's also an interchangeable lens camera, which gives you the possibility to use all lenses from Fujifilm on this really small package. Battery is still the old battery from the XT3, X100 series, XE series. It does not have an EVF, but then again, it's a camera oriented towards content creators, and usually content creators do not use an EVF. So they did that on purpose, also to lower the price of the camera, which comes in at $799 without the kit lens, and at $899 with a 15-45, which can be an amazing package for an entry-level camera. And then they implemented a new feature in the app, which can now be connected to the camera with the cable, and the transfer of the files is so much faster. They also introduced a few megabit rates in the camera, 8 megabits, 25 megabits, so that you can lower the file size of the movies that you're shooting, so you can transfer them faster on your phone and post them directly on social media. And that goes hand in hand with the fact that the camera has the Fujifilm simulations, and it has the wheel now from the XT50 that lets you choose the simulation manually, physically. You just twist the wheel and then you choose the simulation that you want. And it also has 3 spots for custom simulations that you might want to create yourself. But that's it for the camera. I'm not that interested in the camera. What I'm mostly interested in, it's the new 16-55 Fujifilm lens. And this made me think, before seeing the announcement, I saw the teaser on Instagram, and I knew it was the 16-55. It was about time, because the last version of this, the Mark I, was released in 2015, and it was time to get a new version. I'm still hyped, and I still think it's a very good lens. They made it 37% lighter, and they made it a little bit smaller in height, and the filter thread moved from 77mm to 72mm. So everything it's lighter, but at the same time I don't see a huge improvement in image quality. They claim that the image quality is much more improved. Well, of course they will do that, and it has a reduced chromatic aberration and purple fringing, but then again, I don't really care about that. I wanted this lens to have optical image stabilization, and it's just not there. I was expecting it to have it, but apparently they didn't think it was a feature that was important for this new iteration of the lens. It does have the option to have a non-clickable aperture. There is a button on the side, and then the lens won't have a clickable aperture, which makes it easier in video mode to change the exposure without having to see that steps in the image. So I think I'm still going to hold on the 16-55 Mark I, also because I haven't been vlogging a lot lately. I've been mostly shooting talking head like this one, and at the moment I'm actually using the 23mm f1.4, which I find I find to be a very, very good lens. I usually use the 16 to 55 because it gives me a wider field of view, so I can, you know, crop it a little bit more and use the content also for vertical. But this lens is still pretty good, and it's still very pricey, and the new lens is 1,200 euros. This is still 1,100 more or less. I expect this to go lower than that, but overall I don't think I'm gonna change it. And unless you're planning on doing a lot of run and gun production, I don't see why you should change this lens if you have it. If you don't have it but you're planning on getting more into a pro area of your production and you need something very reliable, then yeah, for sure, go for it. If I were to get a project that it's run and gun and I need the reliability of a good lens and a lighter lens than this, then probably it can make sense. But as of right now, I am mostly shooting YouTube videos and it's mostly static talking head like this, so therefore I don't see the need to have a lighter lens, because I think that's all this lens gives. I would definitely love to test it and put the two lenses, you know, next to each other and see which one produces better quality, if it produces better quality. But I think that's not gonna happen for the moment. The lens is supposed to be released next month, more or less at the end of November, and we shall see. Maybe I will get a loaner or something like that and test them. In the meantime, I will leave you with this reflection. Do we need more cameras? Do we need more equipment? Do we need more gear? Do we need it better? Do we need it bigger? Do we need it smaller? Do we need it lighter? Do we need more? Or can we just create with what we have? Like most of the times, maybe 85% of the times, you don't really need more gear or better gear. You just need more ideas, more inspiration if you want. You just need to do more stuff, and whenever you hit a wall and you actually need physically a new piece of equipment, then maybe then it makes sense. But in this case, I don't know. Will you buy it?